There are certain rods and fish that have what's called a passive ability. Basically, this is ability, like a special ability on a rod that gives it cool powers, stat boosts, and things like that. Some of these abilities are super overpowered and some of them are completely useless. But today, we are going to be going over the 10 best passive abilities in Roblox Fisch. Let's get right into it. Subscribe if this helps. So at number 10, it is not the Rod of the Depths. Even though I'm holding it, I am talking about the Rod of the Exalted One. You may be thinking, what is the passive ability on this rod? First of all, this rod looks super cool. No, it doesn't have like an extra catch or anything, but the passive ability on this rod is that you have a 2.5 times higher chance to catch Exalted Relics. And if you guys didn't know, Exalted Relics are literally the best enchant you can get in the entire game. So this rod is super useful. And if you guys want to know how to get it, you can go ahead and click on my tutorial. But basically, all right, it's a 1 in 800 chance to catch it with the Rod of the Exalted One. But if you want to catch an Exalted Relic without the Rod of the Exalted One, it is a 1 in 2,000 chance. That is a huge difference, making this rod super useful in the passive ability, the 10th best in the game. And the next one is one that is a little bit mid, but still super good. I am talking about the Poseidon Rod. Let me tell you guys about this special ability. This one actually has one of the most unique special abilities in a game. Basically, when a fish is caught, it has a 25% chance to give you the amount of money that the fish costs, but 75%. It's super weird, but basically, to explain it simply, if I caught a fish that costed, let's say 1,000 credits, there's a 25% chance for me to immediately, without doing anything, get 750 credits in my bank account. Meaning if you're AFK fishing, you technically don't even have to sell your fish. You can literally just keep on fishing with the Poseidon Rod and you'll just stack up bread. Making this, honestly, it's a super cool and very unique ability, which is why I put it at the number 9 spot. But the one at the number 8 spot is not just a unique ability, but also a very good ability, making this one of the top 10 best money-making rods in the entire game. I am talking about the Kraken Rod, and this one has a really unique ability that is also super good. Basically, the passive gives a 10% chance to not only double any fish that are caught. It's gonna literally double. Like, let's say you catch a megalodon, there's a 10% chance you will catch 2. Also, on literally any fish, every time that it doubles, you will also have another 5% chance to get what is called the Tentacle Surge Mutation. The Tentacle Surge Mutation is super OP. It gives you 10 times fish value. So if you catch a fish that's 1,000 and the passive activates, you will get 10,000, making it super OP. And that's not it. A lot of times I'll be fishing with a rod and feel like I'll never catch any exotics, but that will literally never happen with the Kraken Rod. It's impossible because it actually has 3 passive abilities, and the third and kind of coolest to me is that every 50 catches, you have a guaranteed chance to catch either an exotic, mythical, or a legendary, making it so you technically can never go in a dry spell for too long while fishing with this rod, and that's why I put it at my number 7 spot. The next one is a rod that I do not have. I'm talking about the Auric Rod, but this one has a super cool ability. Let me show you guys it. I am on the fish wiki to basically show you guys the ability, but basically it says it right here. All fish that are caught with the Auric Rod are guaranteed to have one of the following mutations, each with an equal 20% chance of being applied, but that can actually be changed with Merlin's luck. Anyways, listen, every fish you catch will always be at least 2 times more worth the value. And it can go up to 5 times, which actually makes this one of the top 5 best money-making rods in the game, and overall just a super cool ability to have. And I'm just a little bit butthurt because I wish I had that rod, but I can't get it out of my sunken chest because it's just so rare. Anyways, speaking about things that are rare, it is very rare to see rods like this cost this cheap. I'm talking about the Challenger's Rod as well as the Tempest Rod. Yes, they're 2 different rods, but they both have basically the same passive. I think the Tempest Rod is only 15%, but it basically gives you, so if you didn't know, there is something called the Steady enchant that gives you a 50% progress boost on every single fish you catch. Basically meaning if it were to take, like, let's say 10 seconds to catch a fish, it would only take 8.5 seconds. And the Tempest Rod actually has that feature built into it, meaning if you get steady on the Tempest Rod, it will be 35% faster to catch, and the Challenger's Rod is even better with an automatic 20% boost, basically meaning it is the best XP rod in the entire game. Kind of a spoiler, but yeah, it literally catches fish almost instantly. Such a good rod if you put steady on it, and if you put Blessed Song on it, that's a different story. That's just too overpowered. But yeah, I know it was 2 rods, but those take up my number 6 spot. And speaking about spots, the number 2, but the number 5 spot holds a very, 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 very sweet spot in my heart. I'm talking about one of the OG rods of fish, the Rod of the Depths. And oof, look at that passive. You get a ghost, and not only does this ghost stay as a companion to you, sometimes do little dances, but every single time you catch 3 fish, the little ghost behind you will catch a fish for you, which is just so cool, and honestly really, really good. It makes this one of the best beginner XP rods in the entire game, because you can basically catch fish like 33% faster. And speaking about faster, that is also what the next passive ability does. This is a passive ability from a rod that you get at level 1000. Yes, I'm talking about the Seraphic Rod. Honestly, I'll just show you the passive. I'm fishing, and look what happens. Oh, we got a huge beam of light, and that was super cool, and it basically made me insta-catch the fish. Even though this used to be better, honestly, I put this at the number 4 slot because, yes, it's good. It's also just super cool. I really love the way it looks. I just wish it was a little bit faster. And speaking about things that go a little bit faster, the next one on my list, the 3rd best passive in the game, is the one for the Trident Rod, but not just the Trident Rod, also the No Life Rod. I'll just go ahead and try to catch a fish with, yeah, sure. Let's use the No Life Rod. Basically, as I catch this fish, you may see that little slice. Every time that slice happens, it makes my progress speed go up way faster. This is exclusive to rods like the No Life Rod and the Trident Rod, but you can actually get it in an enchant called the Piercing enchant that you can get from Exalted Relics. And oh my gosh, this one's just super cool. I've always loved this one so much. And dude, the Trident Rod and the No Life Rod, they are OG rods. And if you didn't know, I hold OG rods very close to my heart. And something I don't hold very close to my heart is the Zeus Rod, because it's just going to keep getting nerfed. There's no reason to keep loving this rod, but right now it is one of the best in the game. If you didn't know, the Zeus Rod, you know what, let me just pull it up so I can explain it better, because to be honest, I don't use a Zeus Rod because I have the best rod in the game right now. But wow, as you see, it literally just did the passive ability. But yeah, it has a 10% chance to do that and make a little thunderstorm area. Every single fish you catch, well, technically 95%, will have what's called the Electric Shock mutation, making every single fish in this pool worth 3.5 times more, which is just super OP. It basically means almost any fish you catch with the Zeus Rod is just automatically going to be worth 3.5 times more. There used to be a glitch. It was a glitch, but it basically made this rod super OP to where this thing would just last forever. But now it has a cooldown. It comes back, it leaves, it comes back, it leaves, but still super OP, which is why this is in the 2nd spot. But now for the 1st spot, the rod you get at level 750 has a super cool passive. I'm talking about the passive ability for the Rod of the Forgotten Fang. Basically, every time you get 3 perfect catches, a Megalodon pops out of the water and catches not just another fish for you, but another fish that has a higher rarity and is bigger than the previous fish you caught. The only thing I can do to just show you how cool this passive is show you in action. So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and get 3 perfect catches. And all right, is that it? That might only be 2. Yep, that was only 2. 1 more perfect catch. All right, guys, just look at what pops out of the water. And okay, Okay, I must have did something wrong. All right, if a super cool Megalodon pops out of the water, you gotta subscribe. And whoa, dude, that's just genuinely so cool. But yeah, the Megalodon just caught a fish that was rarer than the previous fish I caught, and you can kind of game this system to catch like mythicals every time. But yeah, super cool ability. And it used to be glitched to make it even better, but right now it is what it is. Still the #1 best passive in the entire game, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think of my list. Let me know your favorite passive in the comments, and subscribe if you like this video. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.